everybody, it's Ashlee Wilkins here with the Happy Home Handbook, and today I'm going to pretty much be reviewing all of the meals that I've made this week, the first week in February. And if you haven't already seen my two videos I've made about grocery shopping for these meals and meal prep on Sunday for the lunch and breakfasts, then go ahead and check them out. I will link them down below. But if you're new to the channel and you just still want to watch this video to see my reviews on the recipes I've been making, then go ahead and stick around and I'll let you know what I thought. Okay, so let's start with breakfast. The three breakfast meals that I chose were the country breakfast bowl, and that one was the potatoes, the salsa, cooked scrambled eggs, well, partially cooked because we heated up in the microwave afterwards, and then cheddar cheese on top of all of that. And honestly, I thought it was pretty good. My husband thought it was really good. The recipe says that you can put them in individual freezer-friendly containers, and you can freeze them if you want or keep them in the fridge if you're gonna use them within 5 to 7 days. And since I just make meals for the week that I'm currently on instead of in advance, I just kept it in the fridge. And I actually put all of the food for the country breakfast bowls in a 9x13 dish, mostly because I didn't have enough Tupperware containers to pack all of the lunches and the breakfasts. I was just like, well, I have a 9x13 dish, we'll just stick it in that. So, and I thought that worked really well. We just scooped out the portion that we wanted for that day, and we stuck it in the microwave, nuked it for like 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much you put on your plate, and it was pretty good. Penny didn't like it, but she's picky. She's 14 months, so she's starting to get picky about what she eats. Yeah, she doesn't like eggs. She won't eat eggs, any form. Scrambled, fried, we don't know what it is. Yeah, I think you're pretty funny. Okay, so the other two breakfasts that I chose were overnight oat breakfast in mason jars. The two overnight oat recipes I used were peanut butter banana overnight oats and raspberry almond overnight oats. Here is the size of mason jar that I used. And honestly, I thought the overnight oats were really good, both flavors. I ended up forgetting like 90% of the time to add the raspberries, almonds, peanuts, or bananas to the overnight oats. So there was pretty much a Greek yogurt flavored one and a peanut butter flavored one. Looking back, there are a couple of things I would have changed about that recipe. Not the recipe itself, but how I prepared it. I would have either chosen a larger container or done smaller portion sizes. If you saw my meal prep video, you would have seen that I was putting way too much into the jars. It was overflowing. And so by the time all of the milk had absorbed into the chia seed and the oats by the next day, I couldn't even stir it around. So I just stick it in a separate bowl and stir it. So that dirtied 2 dishes instead of just the one that it was prepared in. The second thing I would change is I have seen a lot of people, when they do overnight oats, I have seen them take those, you know those little fruit cups that you can have mandarin oranges or applesauce in? I've seen people take those plastic cups, clean them out, and then stick them on the opposite end of the jar lid. So they have the fruit cup sticking on top, and then they put the lid over top and they screw it on. And that seems to work really good for them. Honestly, Penny really loved overnight oats, so we'll definitely keep doing that. That's actually breakfast that she ate that wasn't just bananas, because that's all she eats. For lunches, we had 2 different options. We had a chicken pasta salad option and something called tabouli. First, opinions on just bowl salads in general. If you watch the video, I made 2 fairly large bowls, and I completely overestimated how much Jake and I actually eat. So next week, I'm gonna make 1 pasta bowl, because that was way too much for our family. They're in my fridge right now. I'm gonna have to dump them because it's been in there for a week and it was a waste. But yeah, it was way too much food for 2 adults, and Penny ate the pasta for lunch occasionally, but it was way too much. So just one bowl of pasta would have been fine for the entire week for us. My opinion on the chicken pasta salad, honestly, I thought it was really good. I'll probably make that recipe again. The tabouli, it was interesting. We really liked the pita chips that we had with it, and we'll probably continue to buy those as just snack food. But the tabouli, I personally felt like it had a weird taste. So I probably won't try it again. It just wasn't for me. Maybe some people like it, but I thought it tasted a little weird. Maybe it was the mixture of the mint and the bulgur wheat, but I don't know, it was all right. The dinners that we did, I will show you in the rest of this video. I did some real quick tutorials of how I did it, along with, I will link below the recipes. But we had creamy vegetable soup, and we had that on Monday and Tuesday. And we also had lasagna, like a simple vegetable lasagna with spinach and Parmesan cheese. And we had that on Wednesday and Thursday. For the soup, on the first day we had it, I felt like it was too soupy for my taste. That sounds weird, but I like my soups to be thicker. Jake made fun of me later. He's like, so like a stew? So yeah, I guess I like stew consistency. But I felt like it thickened up overnight in the fridge, so I liked it better the second day. Maybe if we had let it cook longer the first night, we were just in a rush to like get Penny some food and get her to bed, so we ate it probably 40 minutes to an hour before it was done. So looking back, I probably would have either cooked that longer or made it the day ahead and then ate it the next day. A second thing is that on Monday we just had the soup plain, but on Tuesday I decided we needed to add something to the dinner, so I made some homemade sweet rolls, and I will link the video that I found on YouTube for that below, because they were seriously so good. I loved them. I don't know what Jake's opinion on them were, but I really liked them. I couldn't stop eating them. Penny loved them. They were just really simple sweet rolls, super easy to make, throw in the oven. There was some rising time, but I feel like if your dough that you make for your rolls or your bread isn't a rising recipe, it's just not as quality. That's just a personal opinion though, so. For the second dinner, we did a lasagna, and honestly, I don't know that I will ever do a lasagna in a crock pot ever again. I feel like it didn't save me any time or effort. It took forever to try and cut the noodles to fit to my crock pot, and I don't know. So as far as making crock pot lasagnas, no, you'll probably never see a recipe like that on here again, unless you guys suggest one that you have tried and really like. I thought it was too much effort for, yeah, I could have just made it in a 9x13 dish and had it cook for the same time that it was cooking in the crock pot and had been fine. Oh, it was better the first night, and I feel like it was hard to spread out the spinach mixture. So when we ate it, there were like clumps of spinach, and I used frozen spinach. Looking back, I probably would have preferred fresh spinach. I think frozen spinach has a weird taste to it. So, yeah, so I didn't love that lasagna recipe in general. I would have added something extra to it if I had thought about it, but I didn't. So continue to watch this video if you want to see how I made those two dinner recipes. And on Friday, I didn't show it, I didn't make a video of it because I didn't think about it. But we had salmon, which we are lucky enough to have a ton of salmon in our freezer because Jake went on a fishing trip a few months ago. So we haven't had to pay for that, but we had king salmon on top of white rice and green beans as a side. And it was really good salmon. I felt like it was, I got the recipe from damndelicious.com, and it was a honey garlic salmon recipe. So good. So those are all of the meals I have made for this week and my opinions on them. If you want to continue and watch this video so you can check out how I made those two crock pot dinners, you can go ahead and continue to watch the video. But if not, Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below because I will be doing lots of videos like this and other things. I have a couple of reviews coming for you guys soon and a couple of cleaning videos because I have a ton of stuff in my house I haven't cleaned since I moved in. So I'm going to do a spring cleaning segment. And so it'll be a lot of fun. I hope you guys will stick around and watch all this content that I am putting out there for you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Ashlee Wilkins here with the Happy Home Handbook. Today we'll be making the slow cooker creamy vegetable soup. And this is the first slow cooker meal that we're going to be making for this week. It's a Monday afternoon and it takes 6 to 8 hours to cook on low. So it's 12:30 right now, so I gotta get going. So let's start chopping up all the vegetables. So I'm gonna lastly add some parsley, some garlic, and salt, and then I will also do 4 cups of chicken stock. And I actually forgot to add the potatoes until like the last minute, so I'm gonna add those right now, stir it all up, and let it cook for 6.5 hours on low. The final steps once it's cooked for 6.5 hours or so are to add some frozen vegetables. I added some green beans, peas, and corn, and also add a cup of milk with 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. Stir it up, put this crock pot on high, and let it cook for 30 minutes to an hour until it has reached your desired thickness and the veggies are cooked through. Enjoy! Today is Wednesday and we will be making the vegetable spinach lasagna in a crock pot. So let's get to it. Are you opening up the spinach for me? You already got that one open. Huh. It looks weird, huh? Can you open up that spinach? Open up that one. Oh, no. Cooked the spinach and it looks really gross because who likes the look of wilted soggy spinach? I don't, but it tastes great, so. And I have pressed out all of the water that I could, and the way I did that, it was kind of tricky. I have this really fine like mesh strainer. And so basically what I did is I dumped out the spinach in the sink into this strainer, and I tried pressing it down with the middle with a wooden spoon, but that didn't really seem to have enough pressure or do the trick. So I just used a measuring cup. I used the bottom half of the measuring cup, and I just kept like pressing down until a majority of the liquid had come out. And that way I didn't have to wait for it to cool to wring it with my hands, because I thought that would be gross, first of all, and ruin spinach for me forever. And secondly, I need to get this in the crock pot because it's 3:42 and it takes 4 hours to cook, and I want it done by like 7 or 7:30. So yeah, let's put this together. So the layers for your crock pot meal are, first you're going to put a layer of nonstick cooking spray or put a crock pot liner in your crock pot's dish. And then you're gonna put 1/4 cup layer of your Alfredo / cheese sauce mixture. And then you're going to put some lasagna noodles on top of that cheese sauce. Make sure you cut the noodles to fit the crock pot size. 1/3 cup of your spinach, an additional 1/2 cup of your cheese blend, and another 1/4 cup of sauce. And they say to repeat that 3 times. So what I just said was your first layer, and you're gonna do 2 more layers after that. And then you put the last of the Alfredo sauce on top of the noodles and sprinkle it with your Parmesan cheese. And then we just get cooking, and you can put it on low for 3.5 to 4.5 hours until it's done. So let's assemble it, and you guys can see how I did it. Okay guys, it's the final layer. I'm gonna sprinkle the rest of the cheese. And then I'm gonna put the Parmesan cheese on. Set this right there. I'm gonna sprinkle on the Parmesan cheese. I probably grated way too much Parmesan cheese, but I will just leave all of the rest to garnish with afterwards. Okay, so that's the leftover Parmesan cheese we will just use to garnish it with.